Then I had to find something that I could do for all of the Slovenians in the United States and now hopefully around the world as well. Something that they could not be just inconvenienced by time, so they have to be in the classroom by that and that time, they have to be at a specific location, they need to be all present and so on and so on. And I need to be present for all of them. We know time zones, that would not work. I would need to be present in the middle of the night for somebody that wants to learn it from Australia, for example. It's not possible. So I managed to make a self-standing course, which I still manage, and I still answer all of the emails, and I still do everything that is needed in the course from the instructor. But the plus in this, the pro in this course is that they can watch it whenever they want to and however many times they want to. It is very interactive, it is adaptive for any other language. I actually did it already for Hungarians. And this is how it looks like actually. You get the homepage, and it's very simple. That's what I want. Many of the Slovenians are older. And all the older people sometimes have some problems with new technologies, which this is completely new. So I did it so it could be as simple as click, point, onto everything. It is very simple to use. It's much harder to make, but it's very simple to use. So some of the things are here. You have, you can't see. You just go for home, you have units immediately. If you need something, you check on it, you check on the first one. How do I do this? Everything is set. All the syllabus is set and everything like that. Then you open the units. It's very simple. Every unit opens every week after you do your assignment. And you have 16 units. In all of the units look the same. So there's no confusion. When they click on it, they know what they're to expect. I used about, I would say, 7 or 8 different programs, but that does not mean that they need to use it. I use it so they would actually have an easier time with it. So every unit then looks like this. It's a very simple thing. First read before watching a class, and then there is a Tegrity class. Tegrity is a plugin that was used for mathematics and physics otherwise, never for a language before, ever. But I've said, oh, this is a good thing, I could use that. So Tegrity recording class looks like this. It is a, just a second. It is
how to say I would like something, or can I get something, or I have something, and so on and so on. This is so as you can see, only feminine changes from a.
So I will not show the whole thing, obviously, otherwise I would be here for quite a long time. I hope I can take this out, because I would like to show something.
I'm a teacher, so I can speak loud as well. So on one side, you have a PowerPoint presentation that is basically a textbook. So they don't need some fancy schmancy software to actually have the textbooks. They can download that, they can have it, they can print it out, they can have it for their own things on the computer. So they have a textbook included into the presentation itself. The other thing that is good, they can see me constantly. Not that I'm too beautiful or anything, but the non-verbal communication is a part of communication. It's a huge part of communication. And if they don't see me, as they would do in regular classes, they practically miss on that. In all of the other things, they miss on it. They don't have both things. Then you have notes. They can put their own notes in it while listening. They can pause it like we did just now. They can skip. They can rewind. They can look at it as many times as possible, go to a specific part of the lecture, and just rewatch it as many times as possible. This meant also that I could read, press it together, make it shorter. Make it shorter, because otherwise in the class, I would go to you and I say, dobar dan, and you would say dobar dan, dobar dan, dobar dan, dobar dan, dobar dan. You take 2 hours to make something really, really short. Here, you need 30
minutes for 2 hours, for example. 30 minutes, that's all. And they don't need much more. They don't need much more. So, let's go back to Blackboard Learn. It's very simple. They can download the PowerPoint, as I said. They have a Word document with new words in each unit. So all of the new words, they don't need to rewrite them and make spelling mistakes and all the rest of the things. Then you always have some interactive games. Usually PowerPoint has the game as well. So if I will be able to open one, just a second, I have it here somewhere. Yeah, I had a slideshow for half an hour, so I won't show that. But I will show a specific thing. For example, they have something like that. They learn body, they learn how to say, my head hurts, my arm hurts, whatever, yeah? And then when they are studying at home, they can do this. Oh, how do you say that? Okay, glava me boli. Koleno me boli, and so on and so on and so on. So it's sort of interactive, but it's simple. They don't need some additional things. It's very simple to do that. The other thing that I had been doing is an online tool for easier pronunciation. This is a new thing this year that I've done. It's a very useful tool. Actually, I'll go back there because we have an online tool is here. Let's say they don't remember a certain word that they learned in that unit. Just a certain word. Will they watch again 30 minutes? No. Will they try to find it in those things? Again, no. But they want to hear it again. And we don't have any pronunciation tools on the internet. So what I did is I made one. I mean, I filmed myself and I made links to it. So if I want to say denar, it's direct link to denar.
Denar.
And I'm going to say it. And this is not just important as a learning tool, it also opens up a lot of other possibilities. One of it, I can show you, I'm doing this next year actually, I'm doing it right now, is you can see a picture of a hladilnik, of a refrigerator in Slovenian language. You can click on any of those. No, it's going to work hopefully. No, it's not going to work. Yeah, well, you could click on any of those. I don't know why it's not working today, probably it's Murphy's Law. But any of those words are actually also MP3s that say that exact word. And it's going to be made for all of the units, for all of the new words. They will be able to hear it again, hear it again, hear it again. Yeah, no problem. No problem. So, obviously this kind of online class is hard to maintain. It's a hard thing to maintain. But as I said, I had luck with moral support from Slovenia and from the United States. I had a private donor who, luckily now I have a new computer so I can make everything. But this is sort of something that I wanted to present today. For the future, new features are going to be added. One of the new features is QR code learning, so people will go around with their smartphones just scanning and listening to the word. So if they will have a QR code on the table, for example, they will go there, scan it, and it's going to say Misa. We are expanding this to the worldwide, so we're going to have it all around the world. Cleveland State has offered us a very nice offer to have the same price for the whole world, which is otherwise not like that, believe me. And we have the click and listen, so what I wanted to show you, we have a text-based game, which is sort of a book for adults. I don't mean a bad book, but you know what? People who learn the language can learn just simple words, simple phrases, and then they can read just children's books. But some adults don't want to read children's books. Some adults want to read a book that's, I don't know, a crime book or something like that. So I did something with the simple language that they can still enjoy. And we are also trying to connect to other US universities. One of the things that was actually the point, today's point, is something that I'm trying to do, and I hope I will be able to do, is Business Slovenian language course. That would be online course, that would be just 1 semester, because with business you don't need all the intricacies of the language. You need to know how to be formal with somebody, you don't need to know how to be informal with somebody. And so on and so on. You have many, many, many things that businesses would need that would connect them much, much more with potential customers or clients or partners. And those would be just the simple phrases that you can use in formal situations. I have to present something else. I'll be very, very short. This is another thing that we were doing. It's an online course. We were translating with the students the Pocket Slovene book. It is actually today, it was printed. They asked me where to send it. Students were translating that small pocket book for Slovenian language. It actually looks like this. Just a second, hopefully it's going to open. And it has simple phrases inside. It's going to be sold in the United States through the Center for Slovenian Studies, and I think it's going to be a $5 book or something like that. It's not going to be very, very profitable for us, but it's going to be very good. So if you want to know anything more, on your tables everywhere you have green pamphlets, green brochures, and I have my phone number on them, my cell number, and my email. That's all from me.
Okay, business, education, language, everything, but what is also important for business is support, and I think for business is important no limits. And connected support and no limits, it's really pleasure and honor that we have Slovenian Honorary Consul General from Canada, John Doma from Prekmurje. And he started like years back, was in Finland, so-called CSBPA, Finland Slovenian Business Professional Association. But it's a more social organization as business. And I think something similar what we are doing now with Saba is engine in Canada, John Doma, and he will present the Slovenian Canadian Chamber of Commerce and the plans for the future connected with the United States, with Slovenia and Canada. John, please.
Thank you, Chair. It seem bigger than I am, but and not as wide, I guess. But anyways, does everybody do they understand my dialect? Is that okay? Because I know I'm sensitive being from Victoria. People in Slovenia didn't always understand me when I spoke. But is Canadian English is okay? That's good. Okay. First of all, thank you, Gina, to get the Slovenian Cultural Society. You host us at this location, and of course, your Czech and Joe for allowing me to come in and partake part of your course. What I've done is I've taken a presentation that we did up in Canada with a number of businesses, and I've been as a Consul General, as Dr. Yanis here, say, Yanis, what do you do? I was given this position as Consul General, and I really wasn't given much direction. I went to the Geneva Convention, and very strict as to what a council person does there, and your Czech, I know he plays the part very well here, but for me, I didn't have any authority or any setting authority. So in my first year, I sat around just listening to a lot of people. I was involved in the Slovenian community in the Hamilton area. I grew up in the Toronto area. And I said, okay, what's my part going to be in this area? And what am I going to do? And the challenges I see that we have as Slovenians here in North America, we're all assimilating, beyond the first, second generation. I'll speak with my own. My wife is Portuguese born here in Canada. She does not speak Slovenian, although she's very proud of our Slovenian heritage and loves to go visit Slovenia when we do go there. So our kids, we have 4 kids, and they're all very proud Slovenians, especially mine, who are doing well recently, and of course Tina Maze doing well. So what I sort of sat back and thought and looked at it, I said, we gotta reconnect. We really have to reconnect. And we have a lot of leaders and volunteers, an army of volunteers, which are amazing. And I said, what I try to do then is through our chamber, is sort of say, okay, I want to start reconnecting through business. That's what I do. I'm a CPA, I work with businesses, and I've always done a lot of volunteer work. So we've got the GTA is the Greater Toronto area. A lot remember 1970s when my parents went back, we went into the village, stayed at my grandmother's house, or my uncle and aunt's house. We didn't venture far out of there. And that's the way most of the people my age remember Slovenia. They don't know about Habakuk, they don't know about Bled. You know, I mean, that's just all new. And unfortunately, a lot of my kids, or a lot of kids my age, don't know Slovenia that way. So I looked at the chamber and I said, that's going to be the place where I'm going to start doing something. And what I've brought up in the chamber is we're looking at hiring, and I would undertake to hire a person paid to take care of reconnecting us. That takes a lot of work. And what the advantages we have Canadian, well, I didn't put Slovenian, but Canadian Slovenian businesses, we have quite a few of them. We've got a very vibrant youth population that still needs direction. And of course, recently with my introduction in Slovenia, with the Chamber of Commerce, this summer, with Jurček, we met, it was this summer, right? That's with the Saba. And there's a Slovenia Business Club, which is run side by side with the Chamber. Said, you know, there's all kinds of opportunities to do business. We've got all kinds of businesses in Canada, but nobody connects, nobody talks. You know, and we've got, I think, Mr. Kraswitz today mentioned, we have a lot of first-born Canadian Slovenians that are in pretty good positions in companies that can make decisions. And if they get to know the opportunities available from Slovenia, with Mixelia, I've got a whole list of companies, but it's just, we gotta get communicating with each other, along with, you know, US companies that are here as well. So we do have to get to that level. So what we looked at is we looked at our strengths, and we've got a cultural committee, we've got the churches, community parks, we've got 8 of them, we've got a historical society very active, dance groups, senior citizen residences, radio, Wasilo, we've got sports teams. I know Joe and I just talked about, you know, trading back and forth with sports. We've got a lot of groups, as you can see here, a lot of volunteers, but nobody bringing us together, unfortunately, in even our own area. So with overcoming the challenges, what we look for is communication. And that's what we've got to start working on. And that takes a lot of work. So you see their email, websites, Facebook, Twitter, radio, and written material. And what I'm finding is that we seem to have a list of emails. We start off with 50 at the beginning of the year. By the end of the year, we've got 40 because 10 are bouncing back. People moved, who knows what it is. It takes a lot of work to stay connected. And I've spoken to our leaders, and they all say, I say, you know, every time I go somewhere, I always see the same people. Well, of course, the same people always get emails. And it's not getting out there, unfortunately. So we've had a couple of things, and Father talking about, you know, you're thriving with education. It started a scholarship foundation we started 18 years ago. We've given now over $120,000 out to Slovenian kids of Slovenian descent in education. We feel that they're going to come back and come back. And sure enough, some of those kids are coming back. Or somewhere along the way they will come back. But again, we've got to connect with them and let them know the activities that are going on. My sisters, which were relatively close, they would say, John, what's going on? I said, you know, I don't have time to phone them. And yet we do have to have a proper setup website. We do have a website. The one that's with VSKO is 3 years old. Hasn't been updated in 3 years in our Toronto area, which is tragic. Tragic. Why? Because there's nobody taking the time to update it. We just tried to update our Chamber's website recently because I wanted people to register with us, and I'll be on that in a minute, to pay our very limited fee because the things have been let go. And the guy who did it is a website contractor. He's got all the site going this morning, it's got viruses all over it because he does this, he did it part-time for us. Now we can't use that website, unfortunately. Again, why? It's a volunteer doing it part-time. These are the challenges we have. The last, just a few things that we've done over the last year, we just get on with that this year as well. We did a food and wine show at the Canadian Food and Wine Show. I don't know how many tens of thousands of visitors we have. Extremely good show. We had 3 wineries, Vipava, Krško, and Vinakas. All of them came. Unfortunately, nothing happened because they didn't get their wine on the shelves, which in Ontario is a big deal when you have to go through our LCBO. But I'm going to come back to that as well. We had a business delegation in at the same time. We had 18 companies, and all very this, all these Slovenian, 18 or so Slovenian companies, when they were here, they went back, they had no follow-up. Okay, and again, we have one company, with the exception of a company called Epros. They are now starting to mine the business. They do conveyor systems for the dairy industry, also for the beer industry, and pharmaceutical industry. They are making some changes and some business contacts here. Mixelia, just recently we talked, and we're talking back and forth about getting somebody in North America to represent them, and we're moving our way through there. But Francie's spending a lot of time here, investing in Canada and the U.S. in terms of time and money. So I've got their names up there. There are two of them. We're reconnecting with the Chamber of Commerce. We've done a number of road shows with them, and they're also trying to support us as well. So the next question is, these are by the way some of the companies that have visited us, that have contacted us over the last little while. And the business club, of course, Jurczyk and I are speaking out with each other. Okay, I'll go back here. There is the business club. These are the companies that are in there. I think Mixelia is in there, of course. And we're talking with them and how they're wanting to get their companies and products into Canada. So, the benefits of having improved communication is going to be through improved attendance at all our events. Our parks are struggling right now. The attendance is not as high. But again, it's like I told you, the same 60 people get those emails from all the parks. So what I did recently with the Chamber of Commerce, and so Jurczyk was there, I got the communication out. In 3 weeks' time, we ended up having over 100 people attend the event. And everybody was flabbergasted at me. He says, how did you do that? And Joe was there as well. And I said, communicate. I think we're streaming hard. It almost killed me because I do have a day job. But I had over 100 people. I had another 30, 40 companies that gave us regrets. So in our region, I had close to 125 companies, because I'd say about 10 or 15 of them were probably people in parks or social groups, which are still businesses in my mind. And I had a number of professionals and huge interest in getting involved in doing something, only because I communicated. Okay, and that's where we fall flat on our face. And I think we can all do a better job of that. And along those lines, I'm looking at improving communication with the Slovenian companies. And what's going to happen now is that we're going to communicate with each other. Because out of the 5,000 or 6,000 emails that I will get, there's probably 10 people there that probably know something about the vending business that Francie has here today. That will say, Francie, let's sit together and let's talk. Okay, I'm an executive at this company, I'm a contractor, or whatever it is. I know there's people out there that will come and talk to us. And again, talking to people with senior positions. A lot of Slovenian kids, myself a kid, but holds very, very senior positions. And at the end of the day, what I want to do is also improve the connection with Slovenian companies, Canadian companies. I think at the end of the day, we'll all be financially more successful. It's business, at the end of the day. Then we will pay for these type of cultural centers and be able to sustain them. And that's my concern, is that we don't have the business interaction with one another. These facilities that our forefathers built are not going to be around. Okay, we won't be able to sustain it. So, we've, how do we do this? I mean, we've had discussions with people at Spirit Slovenia, and they are looking at being able to provide some funding for the position, provided we show them that we are doing something, are trying to create an interest in Slovenia, which I believe we can with the meetings that we have. We also look at, as Joe mentioned, is that if Slovenian companies want to get their feet on the ground here, they can go through us. But we have to be very strategic in what we offer. And we all know Slovenian companies don't have huge budgets to spend, but it's a lot cheaper if they connect with us. Here, we can do some of their legwork. It will cost some money, because I can't volunteer that time. I'm too busy with my own business. And we'll come back to them with written reports and then move forward. So we already have some Slovenian companies saying, here, sign us up, we want to pay you. I said, well, I don't want your money until I know we're ready. So we are working together with Joe, and I think Joe mentioned that earlier, that we're going to have a reference sheet. This is what we're going to do for you. This is what we can do, and we'll report back. So there's no misconceptions to say, well, you know, here's your $500 and I'll report my company throughout the United States. There's no way your check can do that, not for $500. For $500, we'll list you on our website, we can talk to you, and then we can go from there. But you can't do much for $500, but that has to be clearly explained to them. So we're gonna have events, we'll have membership fees as well from our side. These are the type of events we're gonna be having. You know, breakfast and dinners, wine tasting. We do have fabulous wines in Slovenia. Every time I bring out Slovenian bottle of wines to the party, people are all over me to try together. We can't get it because we're just not organized and not communicating, unfortunately. And when we do get a bottle of wine, we put it in the LCBO. We have about 880 cases of Bukovits and Friends. That's what they call the wine. It was on the case, and you can see on our LCBO, how many cases we went out. I sent an email out to 100 people. I think within 45 days, the cases were gone. So everybody went to the store and bought them because they enjoyed the wine. And the bottle of wine was $15 a bottle, which is not cheap for white wine. You know, it's not like in Ontario you can get a 750 milliliter wine from Italy for $8 to $9, Pinot Grigio. So these were selling at $15, and you know what? They went fairly quick. So we're going to have newsletters, we're going to have email blasts, special events, and we also put out a business directory every 3 years. So we're going to revitalize that. I think somebody here talked about most of that magazine. These are the topics we talk about. And all these topics, we have Slovenians that are pretty knowledgeable in this area. And they're going to come to us and represent their business to our Slovenian businesses in all these areas. So you can see the next, something I think you guys can do here as well. I'm sitting with Joe, and he's in financial planning as well. In this area, I've got a guy here from Ipsos. Giannis, I think you're in that marketing side. So, anyways, the other thing along with education, we're supporting 3 kids to do a university summer program for 3 months. So you and I should talk because they're bringing university students over to University of Toronto, a 3-month program to learn commerce in Canada. So how do Canadians do business? So we're now, because of this communication going on, he's got residency for them, they've got a program. We're going back and forth in terms of tax implications and all that kind of stuff. But we're going to have probably, we're expecting 15 to 20 Slovenian students coming here. And we're also trying to promote Slovenian students to do their studies in Slovenia. You know, culturally, the engineering side as well. We in Canada have a 1-year program to bring students over on a working visa, and we're also promoting that with our companies because they have no idea. You know, these kids come here, and to be honest with you, they come here and I talk to them and they said, we didn't know this Slovenian community existed in Canada or in Toronto. So they're coming here fairly cold turkey, and now through communications, they're starting to find positions. Albeit for 1 year is pretty tough. Invest in somebody for a year, only to go back, and then unfortunately, you lose it. So we're talking to Immigration Canada right now, trying to get longer work visas than a year. Anyways, when we went out, we said to the business community to join us. We had a little bit of apathy in our chamber in Canada. The gentleman ran out of gas. I call it what I call it. He does volunteer exhaustion, I call it, fatigue. He's been doing it for 12 years. Great guy. And I said, what happened to the fees this last year? We have no members. So then since that night, we have just a reasonable fee of $50 because the year's almost over. But we do want just to get people tied in. And I think we've got 30, 40 already phone calls within a week. And we've got Slovenian companies as well that have been knocking on our door to sign up and move forward. Next year, we plan on working and connecting, of course, with Joe with Sapa and the Slovenian Business Club, and do something a little more proactive on that side. So here it is. You know, it's easy to start and put down. It's hard to sustain. So we've just got to look long term. I don't think we've got to look at quick results. I mean, we will get the results in time, and we need to invest in our community going forward because I really there are a lot to be proud of. We've got a great group of people. I know politically there's issues, and I think Slovenia is very young. When you think of it, it's 25 years old, and you know Canada, what, over 200 years? U.S. and I'm not going to be there here to tell them what to do. They got to figure that out themselves. So just we through business to business and people to people, I think can do quite a bit, working with them and, with people in the U.S. Because I'm a little bit sad because I had no connection with your chick in my first 2 years of the position. And I gave him heck because I told him we should have met 5 years ago. And I'm really pissed at him that we didn't meet 5 years ago. And we do a very poor job of that. So I hope, meeting Tina today, some of these fabulous people, that we do connect. Because with email and Skype, there's no excuses. But it's hard work. So thank you very much.
We email, we need Skype, everything, but we need also website. And I'm really happy that we have here, you saw him all the time. The editor of Sava website and really active member of Sava team. Not only that he is helping us, as a volunteer to bring us to the website, he's also a member of Sava with his company, and he brought some his friends' companies to Sava, and with some products, and some is yours, and then we have 2 more, and then I must leave and ladies.
Thank you. I'll be short, so maybe 10 minutes. Anyway, I moved from Slovenia like 3 years ago. Jurček found me, we did the website, we renewed the website, and as Jurček said before, we're trying to keep better and better, in general, and trying to keep better also on the website, so I think last year we changed the design and how it works, everything behind the scenes, with the paying, through the internet membership, because it's easier for Slovenian companies, and it's a success, but we still have to improve some things, as always, if we are not improving, there's not success, So anyway, I want to show you just a little bit of how it looks like when we see analytics, This is Google Analytics, for by months, from May to October, and we have some pretty good visits, It's pretty good exposure of the members, to other members and to other people in Slovenia, in United States, and also all over the world. The darker blue, it's the most visits, so the most visits we have from United States, and the second one, you see that chicken that it was mentioned many times before, barely see it, but it's just small, So this is some statistic, analytics from the website, how users and visitors are visiting, from which state, from which country, we have something from Brazil, Canada too, Austria, Germany, also Argentina and other countries too, But let me just explain, like from my personal experience, how it was, because Saba, I have to say, was really helping to me to improve my personal business, And through Saba, I met a lot of good people with good ideas, And one day Jurček sent me, can you talk with those guys, Lutman Design? They do some switch wireless charger, and here is this, wireless charger that you have in your office, You come to your office, don't search for your cables, you put your phone here, and it's wirelessly charging your phone. So this is the prototype. Actually, not prototype, this is a sample actually, what it will go out. And they went to Kickstarters. Anyone know Kickstarter, what it is? It's like mass funding the project, like pre-orders. And they got, I think, $50,000 or $60,000 for like pre-orders, and they are sending out before the Christmas. Everybody likes presents for Christmas, so they're sending out this unique, design gadget for your iPhone or Samsung. Many phones are supported, so you can use it whatever. I know that for newer version of iPhone, you don't need any adapter,
course, you know, for older you need something, you know. But this is it, you know. If you want to know more information about that, please find me later, and I will talk a little bit more. But then we have, we just formed another company here, based in Ohio, with the Slovenian team. I'm co-founder too. It's the company name is Pentasense. So, and the team, they were developing the product before, you know, and then they reached me out because they know me through Saba again, you know, and I was talking with them, and we just started developing something, you know, and this is another product. This is a prototype, so it's not ready yet for selling, you know, this product, but it's like smart sensors. So you put, maybe Mikcel, you will know more this. They are doing windows and they are measuring the temperature inside the room and that kind of things, you know. So the user of this unique product will decide what kind of sensors he wants inside of that box, you know. And it's like you can have 6 sensors, and by your decision, many sensors are available, of course, you know, like 20 or 30 sensors that you can decide what you will put in. But it can measure temperature, movement, G-forces when the window is open. Also, a lot of problems myself I have with the floods in Ohio, you know. So the basement was flooding, and you don't know until you got home in the basement. And what this does, it just notify you through your smartphone, you know, so you are always up to date what's happening at your home, you know. So this is another thing, you know, that we did with the, here is a lot of this kind of sensor that you can use, you know, how easy it is to install it inside of the thing and the app for Android and iOS, you know. You can use it in-house, in the garden, you know, it's many purpose, you know, how can I say, gadget again, you know. So we are doing with that company that we just formed, we're doing some other products too, like innovating a little bit, you know. And I hope also with the Saba we will find some investors, you know, or something like that, you know, because you always need money to produce, you know, and to start actually production. You can have the prototype, but until you don't have money to start the production, you cannot sell it, you know, so I mean, start anyway. So, let me finish just with one message. It's, as I explained before, you know, I'm really good example, and also other companies are a really good example too, why Saba is important, you know. More members will have, more business we will do, you know, and more we will collaborate, you know. It's a good answer to the question why we should continue this. Thank you.
And if you see the program, it will again my turn, you know, to introduce all 51 members that you have in your catalog on your table of 51 members. But what is for me more important, I have here the new member number 52. And Jože Vidmar, you can take your 2 minutes, you know, to tell why you're joining your company, Saba, what you're expecting, and please.
Thank you, Yuda. As Yuda said, my name is Joe Vidmar, and I am with LPL Financial, and we just recently joined Saba. I work with Marco Magina, who's another member of our community here in Lamont, and he would have loved to be here to listen to everybody, but he's doing our country and our community a big honor, and serving our country in the Air Force in Afghanistan is being deployed. Actually, I think it's tomorrow, right, Larson? Yeah, being deployed to Afghanistan tomorrow, so please keep him in your thoughts and your prayers. Thank you. So I work with LPL Financial. We just recently joined Saba, and you know, what we're hoping to do is we're a financial planning group that works with individuals, trusts, and more importantly, small businesses. And mainly, why we'd like to work with Saba is trying to first is reconnect with Slovenian Americans in the United States as well as Canada, as well as help build bridges and connect with Slovenians in the United States as well as Slovenians in Slovenia. So I appreciate you guys putting this on today, and I look forward to working with Saba in any way that we can. And thank you.
And we will just finish, I hope, with the number 53. But here are two my friends, with Serbian background. But we are now friends, I don't know, half a year we are working together. And they have also a company with really unique business and unique product. And rather, I will just ask you, this is how we are doing, how we are working. It's business to business, people to people. And I'm really glad that I have these two my friends here from Chicago. And rather, you can also tell the people over here what you are doing and why you are also supporting stuff.
Okay. Dobar dan svima. Drago mi je da vas vidim i drago mi je da vidim. Ok, pošto govorim 6 jezika, srpski, bosanski, hrvatski, razumem malo slovenački, koristit ću za prisutne takozvani najtačniji engleski Jugoslavian. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. My name is Vladislav Nikolic, and I will say cited GFK, but not follow up. I'm Slovenian today. Okay, and myself and my friend, Mr. Goran Marovic. Goran, please raise and introduce yourself visually. We are the co-owners of the company, which is in a way business, but not business. It's beyond and above the business. What can be that? Some puzzle, of course. I am personally, this terminology what is used is already copy and trade writer. I'm basically creator and uncreator of conceptual place. What does that mean? Everybody knows business, economy, and games. For example, take a basketball, it's a game. Somebody has to win, somebody has to lose. Analogy to business, that means every business, especially corporational businesses, what they want? Money as soon as possible, as quickly as possible. And I must agree very much with the gentleman from California who mentioned that education is primary factor. And also with Mr. from Canada who mentioned communication is also. But I say these two factors very primary important, but one which we are greatest, it's called ethic. It's not this business ethic, entrepreneur ethics. Business operate every business on concept how to win money, despite more ethical on less ethical. We disagree with that. We are totally new thinker. Our business is conceptual entrepreneurism. And what that means? By creating for the sophisticated or willing government and public or private sector specific entrepreneur ideas or concept, we offer some totally new viewpoint for the 21st century, which is, as I said, beyond and above the business. Okay, to make a long story shorter, we are the owner of the company called Theobroma. We all do respect for the theological authority. Theobroma is scientific name for the, do you like chocolate? Who doesn't like chocolate? Nobody? Okay, you know what the sweet life is all about. Theobroma is scientific name for the cocoa or cacao beans. What nothing sweet in this world exists. What is the cup? Can you have a cup of coffee without coffee beans? Of course not. You can have a substitute, maybe chicory, if you are whole food fanatica, but still never taste like a real coffee. Same, you can use carob instead of chocolate, but will never taste like a real cocoa beans. Why? Because cocoa beans only grow up in jungle. And we don't have a jungle. You can have a factory of the best candy, best dessert on a wall, but if you don't have a cocoa beans, same like a crude oil. You can have a best car, best engine, but if you don't have a oil, you cannot run so far unless you make electrical car, which will be future solution. So my proposal for all of you who eventually could be interested in our company is that is an export-import company, which we have a registered company here in the United States in Chicago, plus in Central American region, the country of Belize. We have access, and that's our confidential business resources, to the best cocoa or cacao beans in the world. Basically, the history of chocolate, I don't want to go so deep into that, but you have to know the main important point. Chocolate was discovered not by Nestle or by Mars or by any other European conglomerate or some other country. Cocoa beans was discovered by in time of Mayas in, I don't know exactly which century before the Christ, by Mr. Montezuma, who at that time used the cocoa beans as a currency, and even today commodity is more than product, it's a currency, as you will know, because we can not have a coffee without coffee beans, we cannot have a no candy, and by the way, not just candy, cocoa beans is the best antioxidant known right now on the planet, is the best cosmetic for ladies and for men like me, who start to get wrinkle and very incredible healthy products. Of course, not chocolate that you buy here like in a market today, because that is a lot of sugar and additional ingredients that make this product unhealthy. But our company will provide you with the best cocoa beans what can increase your youthfulness, because it's also for you guys, men, sorry ladies, it's famous aphrodisiac too. That's why Montezuma drink 2 liters per week cocoa beans drink. But not just that, as I said, if you're interested to purchase commodity and later resell, wherever you have your network, or make your own candies, or make your own cosmetics for your beautiful skin, or wherever you need it, we are the company for that. And I see all of you some kind of wondering faces, because yes, it's wondering, everything what is brand new concept will make you in. What is that all about? I cannot explain more than that, unless that ethic is above anything else. Most corporations today, sorry to say that, they have an ethic for the profit. And profit, we make a money too. But different between corporation of profit and their business operation is that they have a game that means to gain. We have a play to play, like a children. And what's the difference? Make play everybody with. Yes, we make a money, but with exchange. We don't have to capitalize on your naivete or eventually use opportunity to make quick bucks. No, we are interested in play and communication with all of you, interested and with the vision in mind, especially for the entrepreneur-minded people like we are. We were 2 times in Central America. We research, we know a lot about cocoa beans, maybe more than some scientists who sitting in their offices and research something, but they never was in the jungle and saw the native people who do that. So, make a short story. If you like chocolate, if you want to have your life sweet, call us, all right? And I need to go, sorry. Thank you very much for your attention, ladies and gentlemen. And thank you for my time.
So, we finished our official part with chocolate. And I really thank all of you for your attendance. Please join us that area for amazing lunch, like always in this hall. And after lunch, I will stay, some people will stay, for B2B meetings if somebody wants, but it will be more casual. Official part is over. Thank you, hvala lepa, Slovenskemu domu, Tina, Martin, Ančka in dame tam noter. Hvala vsem, ki ste prišli od blizu in daleč. Please don't forget, share the information about Saba in your communities, contact us, don't be afraid, we are still open to everybody. Thank you, hvala lepa.
Censored? Well, as I said, you know.
I know you guys aren't there yet, but that sounds amazing.
It is amazing. I think if everything will be okay, we'll start probably production in January.
Okay.
So, you know how it is prepared.
Yeah.
It can be also February, but we're really trying to start in January.
They're really interesting. Really interesting.
So, we'll see.
No.
G-forces.
Well, parametric force.
What they use.
Would that be parametric?